Hello students. From last class onwards we are discussing matter around us. Okay. So in yesterday's class we learned about what is matter and how many states that exist. Okay. What is matter? Anything which has mass and occupies space is called matter. Okay. So matter exists in three states: solid, liquid and gases. We already discussed in yesterday's class. And also we discussed the properties of all the properties of these solid, liquid and gases, right? Yes or no? So in this class we'll try to prove, or we'll try to observe the properties of solid, liquid and gases, practically how we can conclude. Okay, so identifying the shape of identifying the shape and volume of liquids. Okay, so I'm taking so identify the shape of volume and shape of the liquid. So I'm taking 500 ml of water. Okay, you can take any liquid. Okay, so I am pouring on this jar or this container. Okay, so let us consider this is a 500 ml of water. Okay, water. Okay, so same amount of water try to take in a other container, okay, of a different shape. Okay, I am taking another container of the round bottomed one, and I'm pouring the same amount of water, 500 ml of water in this. Okay, so next I'm taking one more flask. Okay, I'm pouring in this. Again I'm transferring the same amount of water, 500 ml of water in this container. So I'm pouring again one more glass tumbler. Okay, so I'm pouring in this same amount of water, 500 ml. Okay, so again I'm transferring into a rectangular shaped container. Okay, so try to observe in three cases. Okay, so volume, I took 500 ml of water. I'm transferring first in this, again to this and this five five containers. Okay, is there any, so is there any change in the value? No. Okay, so the same amount of water. Okay, so the same amount of water we are transferring into five different containers. Okay, so five different containers. Here volume is not changing, but the shape, observe the shape of a water in this and this and this. Okay, you can change the you can see the change of a water in a one, two, three, four, 5. Okay, so 5 containers you can change the, you can sense the, okay, you can see the change in a shape of water but not in a volume of water. Okay, so this activity may seem very simple, but we observe two important properties of this liquid from this activity. So what are those two properties? The shape of liquid depends on the shape of the container. Okay, and second one is, though liquid takes different shapes depending on the shape of the container, its volume remains same. Okay, so though the liquid takes different shapes here in 5 types of containers, it is taking different shapes depending on the shape of a container, but its volume is not changing with the same amount of water. Say 500 ml of water. Okay, so water amount is not increasing or not decreasing, but the shape is changing. Okay, so we can conclude one more also. Liquids can flow easily. Okay, so they are also called fluids. Okay, so liquids can flow easily, right? That's why these are also called fluids. Okay, so from this activity we conclude that liquids have no fixed shape, but have fixed value. Okay, so you can see the same amount of water, 500 ml of water, but different shapes. Okay, so no different definite shape, but have fixed value. Okay, so next, do gases have a definite shape and fixed value? Do you think they have a definite value and shape? In case of gases, same property, shape and volume of gases. Okay, so you might have heard about CNG, right? Compressible natural gas. CNG, compressible, compressed natural gas. So some vehicles are run on this CNG instead of petroleum. Okay, so if possible, try to once observe the CNG station where they store the CNG, and how the vehicles run. Some vehicles run on the CNG, right? In vehicle, how they store. Okay, so if you observe, they store in a small containers a large amount of CNG, even LPG also. Okay, LPG, liquid petroleum gas. Okay, okay, so they filled in a cylinders of different size. Okay, so if you take a small amount of gas also, it occupies entire container volume. Okay, so uh, from that we can conclude that gases occupy the total container. Okay, how much space is available for them, even that is how much, see, it is small amount of gas or large amount of gas, it occupies total container shape. Okay, so from this we can conclude that gases have neither fixed shape nor fixed value. Okay, so even they don't have fixed shape and fixed value. Okay, so if the same amount of water, if you fill in a large container, it occupies total container, even a small, it occupies a total container. Okay, try to verify, if possible, try to verify with your elders, or if you go to CNG station, you can clarify all your doubts. Okay, in some cars they store in a dicky, by filled in cylinders. Okay, so next, try to observe the compressibility of different materials. Okay, of different materials. Okay, so take is 500 ml syringe. Okay, so try to consider this is a syringe. Okay, 50 ml. Okay, so take a 50 ml syringe, draw the piston to suck in air. Okay, try to draw back side, so the air will stuck in this syringe. Okay, place your finger on the nozzle. This is nozzle. Try to place your finger on the nozzle and try to press this piston. What happens? Try to fill so observe the depth of the piston moved into the syringe. Okay, try to press and observe the depth of the syringe. Okay, so again try to fill this syringe with the water, and again place your finger, try to press how much depth it can penetrate into. Okay, so next try to fill with some solid like wooden pieces or sand. Okay, so again try to press this. Okay, so in which case you in which case do you think this piston moved in depth? Okay, in case of gases. Okay, fill the syringe with solid, liquid and gas. Okay, so if you observe in three cases, in a case of gas it is penetrated into very depth. Okay, so from this we can conclude that gases are gases are highly gases are highly compressible as compared to liquids and solids. Okay, so this is a reason we see this LPG and CNG gas, large amount of gas is filled in a small containers for the portable purpose. Okay, so to move large amount of uh, gas easily, they fill in a small containers or small cylinders due to the property of a compressibility. So application of compressibility is here. Okay, LPG and CNG gases are compressed to a large extent, and the large amount of gas is filled in a small cylinders for a portable purpose. Okay, so let us observe the diffusion of gas. Okay, so try ask your friend to spray scent. Okay, at one corner you stand at a door and observe. Okay, in fraction of second you sense these fragrance of scent. Okay, so the vapors in the scent. Okay, the scent in the form of vapor mixes in the hair and it reaches your nose. Okay, so what is diffusion? The movement of air vapors of scent and smoke from one place to other is known as diffusion. Okay, so here in this case, so in gases the intermolecular space is very high, right? So due to that space present in the hair, these vapors of scent mixes with the hair and it will reach your nose quickly. And also if the intermolecular space is more, kinetic energy is very high, right? What is kinetic energy? We already discussed. The energy possessed by the position of the object. So here intermolecular space is very high, then the atoms of a gas moves easily from one place to other place, right? So these scent vapors mixes with the air and they move around the room quickly. Okay, so gases are highly mobile, means they move very quickly. So diffusion in gases is more, okay, compared to the liquids and solids, okay. So next, movement of air, diffusion in liquids. Let us observe the diffusion of liquids. So take 200 ml of round bottomed flask, okay. So what is round bottomed flask? Try to take a flask of a 250 ml, okay. So try to take a 250 ml round bottomed flask and fill it with 2 by 3rd of water in it, okay. 2 by 3rd of amount of fill the water in this, okay. So use a dropper and put a few drops of blue or red ink or a potassium permanganate solution slowly along the sides of the flask, okay. So what we are doing here, take a round bottomed flask, okay, of 250 ml. Try to fill these flask with a 2 by 3rd of third water, okay. So now take a dropper, okay, and try to put a few drops of blue or red ink or potassium permanganate solution slowly along the sides of the flask. You observe that liquid diffuses into after some time what happens, this total water slowly this total water becomes the color of your ink or potassium permanganate, okay. So means here what happens, liquid diffuses into liquids, right. From this, okay, put a few drops of red or blue ink, okay. So slowly this total water becomes that red or blue color. So from this we can conclude that liquids diffuse into liquids, okay. Yes or no? So from this activity we can conclude that liquids diffuse into liquids, okay. So diffusion of particles of solid into liquids, okay. So try to check the diffusion of diffusion of particles of solids into liquids, okay. So in the same experiment, take a beaker full of water and add a few crystals of potassium permanganate, okay. I'm taking a beaker, okay. So I took water and placed crystals of potassium permanganate, okay. Or take a copper sulfate also, crystals of copper sulfate also. Observe the changes, okay. Repeat with the experiment with the copper sulfate or a potassium permanganate. Slowly this water or this liquid becomes or filled with the color of this copper sulfate, okay. So from the above activity conclude that solids diffuses into liquids, right. So from these here we are uh, we are dropping a crystals of copper sulfate and potassium permanganate. We can use any one and try to observe slowly these copper sulfate or potassium permanganate mixes with the water, okay. So from these from the above two activities like red ink or blue ink diffuses in water, right. So from these both activities we can conclude that solids and liquids diffuses into liquids, okay. Okay, so So gases diffuse into gases even. Okay, so we discuss later that activity. Certain gases from atmosphere, particularly O2 and CO2, diffuses and dissolves in water, right? Yes or no? And support the survival of aquatic animals and plants. You can say aquatic animals survive in a water, right? How they breathe for each and every animal or human being. So each and every living thing takes oxygen inside and release carbon dioxide, right? So what happens? From where that O2 they will get aquatic animals. So, due to this principle of diffusion, so solids liquid diffuses into liquids. Okay, so so changes of gases from atmosphere, particularly O2 and CO2, diffuses and dissolves in water and support the survival of aquatic animals and plants. Okay, so they take the oxygen from this water, which is already dissolved in water, and release the carbon dioxide. Okay, so due to the diffusion only these aquatic animals are surviving. So diffusion is very important process for living things. Okay, so even for us also diffusion is very important. Okay, so diffusion is very important for aquatic animals and plants. Okay, so during respiration of O2 diffuses from lungs into blood. Okay, during respiration O2 diffuses from lungs to blood. CO2 diffuses from blood into lungs. Okay, so diffusion is very important even for aquatic animals and for human beings also. Okay, so solid, liquid and gases diffuses into liquid, and the rate of diffusion in gases is higher than the liquid and solids. Okay, so even during respiration O2 diffuses from lungs into blood. Okay, and again CO2 diffuses from blood into lungs. Okay, so solid, liquid and gases diffuses into liquid. Okay, liquid, right? So the rate of diffusion of gases is so the rate of diffusion of gases is higher than that of liquids and solids. So the rate of diffusion of gases is higher than that of liquids or solids. Okay, so diffusion of two gases. Try to do one activity for to observe the diffusion of two gases. So try to observe the diffusion of two gases. Okay, aim to observe. So what is aim in this activity? To observe the speed of diffusion of two gases. Okay, so try to observe the speed of diffusion of two gases. So material required for this activity, material required, so long glass tube with a scale. Okay, so long gas tube with a scale, and liquid ammonia liquid ammonia and liquid hydrochloric acid, and 2 pieces of cotton, okay, and 2 rubber corks, and pair of tongs, okay. So how we do this activity, let us see. So we are long gas tube with a scale, right? So take a long gas tube with a scale, okay. This is gas tube, okay. So take these two pieces of cotton and try to dip in one in ammonia and other piece of cotton in a hydrochloric acid, okay. So place these two pieces of cotton at two ends without touching each other, okay. So in this end try to take ammonia and hydrochloric acid, okay. So try to place these cotton balls at this end, and with the help of a tongue fix this too, okay. With the help of tongs place this ammonia dipped cotton ball or cotton piece here and fix the rubber cork, and here also same, these place this cotton ball dipped in a hydrochloric acid with the help of tongue, and place a rubber cork, okay. So what happens after this, this HCl gives off a hydrogen chloride gas, and ammonia solution gives off a ammonium gas. So both react together to form a white fumes of ammonium chloride, absorb white rings in the tube due to the formation of ammonium chloride, okay. So what happens here, HCl gives off hydrogen chloride, okay. So this ammonia gives off ammonia gas and forms ammonium chloride, okay. Ammonium chloride. So due to the formation of ammonium chloride, you can see the small white rings in the middle of the tube, okay. So from this we can conclude gases diffuse into gases, okay. So thank you.